Talking about death can be so hard, especially with little children. This is a great book by Usborne. It's a lift the flap, first question and answers about death. It's called Why Do Things Die? And it's all about things related to dying. By Katie Daynes, illustrated by Christine Pym. Why do things die? All living things die as a part of life's natural pattern. They have a beginning to their life and an end. How do animals begin life? Some hatch out of eggs, others grow inside their mother's tummies and are born as babies. What about this tree? Is a tree a living thing? What do you think? Is a tree living? Yes, a tree is a type of plant, and all plants are living things. They grow, make new trees, get very old, and die. How do plants begin life? As little seeds or bulbs, they need water and warmth, then sunshine to grow. There's the little seed. You can see there's the water, the sun behind the clouds. What about this flower? Has this flower died? Yes, the flower has died, but the plant is very much alive. Its petals drop off and seed pods grow. The seeds scatter into the soil, then grow into new plants. There's the seed pods and the seeds. Well, you may wonder, will my teddy die? What do you think? Will his teddy die? No, teddies aren't living things, so they can't die. If they get scruffy and torn, you can normally patch them up again. See, there's a little patch right there. Thanks, Dad. Well, when do things die? Normally, when they're very old and they've had a long life. Sometimes an accident or an illness can mean that they die sooner. There's a doctor that came to the house, and he's telling some bad news. He hasn't got long to live now. And she's crying. Is this stone alive? What do you think? Is it making, there's a little squeak there. Is the stone what's making that noise? No, stones aren't living things. The noise came from Mrs. Mouse. Squeak, squeak. There she is. And there's the baby mouse inside. Well, why can't my pet beetle live forever? Because gradually its body will stop working, but it can live on through its family and in your memories. Is it okay to talk about dying? Yes, and it can be helpful too, but it can also be difficult or upsetting, and it's not always easy to find the right words. Why is everybody whispering? He doesn't know yet. Because Granddad Badger is dying, and they don't want to upset Baby Badger. Good morning, Granddad. How good to see you. Well, is a hospital where you go to die? No. If someone is dying, they might spend some time in a hospital, or they might die at home. But most patients go to a hospital to get better. You'll be fine now. Thank you. Are you going to die too, Mrs. Badger? Hurry up, you. Yes, one day, but hopefully not for many more years. You'll probably have your own ducklings to worry about by then. Is Auntie Rabbit dying? Or are they going up the hill on the way to the hospital? No, she's going to the hospital to have a baby. Were you born in a hospital? Maybe you were born at home. Is my plant dead? What do you think? Does this plant look like it's alive or dead? Yes, sadly, it's dried out in the hot sun. Why don't you sow some seeds and grow some new plants? What can I say to my friend? See, his friend is sad. What can he say to his friend? Talk about the things that you'd normally talk about, but don't worry if your friend doesn't want to talk back. He or she might just want a hug instead. I found a really big spider today. This guy's sad. Uh-oh, he's sad. And he's thinking, why is my head so jumbly? When someone you love is very ill, there's lots to think about. Sometimes the feelings may seem too big to cope with. Try talking to a grown-up that you can trust. I'm worried about my beetle. What happens when someone dies? We'll share that in our next reading.